عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم لا خير في كثير من نجواهم إلا من أمر بصدقة أو معروف أو إصلاح بين الناس ومن يفعل ذلك ابتغاء مرضات الله فسوف نؤتيه أجرا عظيما ومن يشاقق الرسول من بعد ما تبين له الهدى ويتبع غير سبيل المؤمنين نوله ما تولى ونصله جهنم وساءت مصيرا صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. لا خير في كثير من نجواهم. There is no good in most of their whisperings. So this is the style of the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to emphasize something. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates a group. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates first, says a general statement, and then excludes a few out of it, then tells an exception from it. For example, وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ. All the humanity is in khusr, or loss, is at a loss. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, La khayra fi kathirin min najwahum. There is no good in most of their whisperings, in most of their talk. So we know that previously, immediately before this, the long discussion was about the council between Banu Ubayriq, in which they made counsel among each other and suggested to that person to put the blame on someone else. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is saying that in whatever whisperings human beings do, generally there is no good. And this is also said by the Prophet ﷺ that human beings, whatever they talk, there is harm in it. Whatever they say, there is harm in it. Here in the ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Illa, except man amara bi sadaqah, somebody who encourages another person to do sadaqah, aw ma'roof, or to bids them, commands them, encourages them to do something good, some neki, some ma'roof, something that is considered good in the Sharia. Aw islahim bainan nas, or reconciliation between people. So these three things are excluded. Apart from that, everything that somebody talks about, they are generally harmful. The hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that I mentioned side by side is the Prophet ﷺ said that whatever the human beings say, there is harm in it, more or less meaning of the hadith, except if it is the remembrance of Allah, if it is a reminder or remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or amar bil ma'roof and nahi anil munkar, which is they bid or encourage people, enjoin people to do something good or prohibit them from evil. وَمَنْ يَفْعَلْ ذَلِكَ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that if somebody does these things, encourage people to spend in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The spending could be of any kind, of obligatory kind, which is zakat, or the non-obligatory kind, nafil sadaqat and that kind of stuff, spending on your near and dear ones, spending on Islamic needs of the community and that kind of stuff. Aw ma'roof includes every good, every virtue. Aw islahim bainan nas, which is if there is some rift between people, then somebody quietly works to close that rift, to bring people close together. وَمَنْ يَفْعَلْ ذَلِكَ ابْتِغَاءَ مَرْضَاتِ اللَّهِ. Another condition is that whoever does it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, whoever does it, ابْتِغَاءَ مَرْضَاتِ اللَّهِ, seeking the pleasure of Allah. So whatever they are doing, they are not doing it for their name in the community. Something very important, that a lot of people, even if they are doing good, even if they are spending or encouraging others to spend in the path of Allah, what is the real goal behind it? Are they doing it solely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or they are doing it to be called, na'udhu billah, charitable people in the community, people who spend a lot in the path of Allah, people who spend a lot in the masjid? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. This, if our purpose becomes someone else other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then khasirat dunya wal akhirah. The world is doomed and the akhirah is doomed as well. You are losing your money, you are losing your effort, you are losing your energy in this world, and in the hereafter there will be no reward. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. فَسَوْفَ نُؤْتِيهِ أَجْرًا عَظِيمًا. Those who do it for the pleasure of Allah, seeking the pleasure of Allah, Allah is promising them, فَسَوْفَ نُؤْتِيهِ أَجْرًا عَظِيمًا, we will give them a great, a huge, a grand reward. وَمَنْ يُشَاقِقِ الرَّسُولَ مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا تَبَيَّنَ لَهُ الْهُدَى. Of course, in the tafsir, Hazrat has mentioned some hadith about the virtues of reconciliation between people. The Prophet ﷺ has said that rifts among each other, they are like they shave off. But what do they shave off? Not your head, but Iman. So rifts and differences and arguments between Muslims. Arguments not based on sincere deeni effort, but of worldly things, or based on insincerity. And another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ has said that, should I tell you something that is more virtuous than your nawafil, the meaning of hadith, nawafil or nafil fasts and standing at night, those kind of things, is that you reconciliate between people. So if that is the reward spoken by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what will be the punishment for those people who are day in and day out working to create rifts between people or make people further apart, or bringing forth things about people that will further create differences. Something is hidden, but you are going around quietly telling people things about people that will create difference and fasad in the community. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. وَمَنْ يُشَاقِقِ الرَّسُولَ مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا تَبَيَّنَ لَهُ الْهُدَى. Those who agonize the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, those who, Allahu Akbar, those who break away from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا تَبَيَّنَ لَهُ الْهُدَى, after huda, or the right path, has been made clear to them. وَيَتَّبِعْ غَيْرَ سَبِيلِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, and they go in a direction which is not the way of the general believers. نُوَلِّهِ مَا تَوَلَّى وَنُصْلِهِ جَهَنَّمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is promising them that we shall let them do what they are doing, so we shall let him have what he is choosing, and we shall admit him to Jahannam. وَنُصْلِهِ جَهَنَّمْ وَسَاءَتْ مَصِيرًا, and that is an evil place to return. So this ayah, Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah, he was asked, where in the Quran is the subut or evidence for Ijmaa? And Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah, 3 days and 3 nights continuously, he dedicated to reciting the Quran. So he'd finish 3 Quran in the day, 3 Quran in the night. He did it for 3 days continuously. And finally he told the people that this is the ayah which is a basis for Ijmaa. What is Ijmaa? That universal acceptance, universal agreement of the ulama of the ummah. So, for example, following one out of the 4 Ijmaa of fiqh, Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Shafi, the other ones, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal and Imam Malik, for over a millennium, Ijmaa have been gathered. Ulama have an ijma' over that one of these ulama is to be followed. One of these fiqh is to be followed. For 1000 years, this has been the ijma' of the ummah. So when there has been the ijma', then it has become wajib. The day it became ijma' because of this ayah, it became a wajib. When there is a universal acceptance, agreement among ulama on something, then that becomes wajib upon a common person because of this ayah. Now, if 1000 years later there is differences arising, that does not negate the ijma' that has been there for 1000 years. So that ijma' is still valid. Otherwise you are saying that for 1000 years the ummah had ijma' on something that was not true, that was not right, which cannot be, because for 1000 years the ummah could not have been universally misguided. Anyway, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is promising such people who turn away from ijma' of the ummah, the gathering of the ummah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that in the world we will let them have what they want. Whatever they are trying to think, they are thinking they are very successful, they are very elaborate and eloquent speakers, they are apparently getting a lot of progress in this dunya, they have big setups, institutions and whatnot. We shall let them have what they want in this dunya. And the hereafter, we have prepared Jahannam for them. وَسَاءَتْ مَصِيرًا, it's an evil abode. It's a evil place to return to. The Prophet ﷺ has said that Yadullahi ala al-jama'ah, the hand of Allah is over jama'ah, over the universal gathering of Ummah. And if somebody wants to go astray, somebody wants to go apart, then somebody wants to go their own separate way, then they will be separated out on the day of judgment and will be sent to Jahannam. These are the words of hadith. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from that. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Salatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbi ighfir warham wa anta khairur rahimin. Sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqih. Sayyidina wa lana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ameen bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.